Hi and welcome to this quick conditioning video for aerial and for pole. You can use this as a way to stay fit when you're out of training. You can use this if you are not able to get to classes. You can use it in between classes just to keep topped up. You can use it at the end of your warm-up, just before you go into your training at home. It's pretty easy, it's really simple to do, and all you're gonna need is a band and a mat. I'm just going to bring my mat back a little bit so you can see me. So you just need enough space on the floor for yourself to lay down on your mat. And like I said, you're just going to need a band. I'm just going to move that over a little bit so you can see what is going to happen. So first of all, assuming you're nice and warm, you can do a little bit of mobility, but these exercises are not too strenuous, so you can go straight into them if you've not done a full one particularly. Just make sure you are healthy and well. So we're going to start laying on our back, and we're going to do some back exercises. So a little bit of mobility first, then we're going to go and hit straight into working the back of our body. We're focusing on hamstrings, a little bit of core, hips, legs, then we're going to work on our back and our core exercises too. So a lot of it's going to be back and core, which is ideal for when we're in the air and doing pole. So first of all, with your feet about hip distance apart, lay down your back. Maybe you can tickle your toes, ideally if you reach down toes, your heels, and if you reach down to your feet. Press firmly or easily into both feet, evenly tuck your tailbone underneath, press in. We're going to lift up into what we would consider a bridge, and then lower down. Particularly cold, or your back feels particularly tight today, just do a few of those first. So when I say few, I mean between 2 and 4. Lifting up nice and slowly, tucking that tailbone, pushing down through the feet, drawing the shoulder blades down, squeezing through the butt, and then slowly easing back down again. And that should mobilise the spine, hopefully, and just get us ready for the next exercise. So the next time you get to the top of this exercise, stay there. So push down through your feet, slide those shoulder blades down, you can even walk those arms in a little bit. So starting to work into the hamstrings, we want to keep the hip bones nice and level, push down through the feet, release the heel, tuck that tailbone, draw the core muscles in. We're going to send one leg up to the ceiling, does not matter which one it is. Watch those hips, they are not dropped down to the floor. Send the hips back up to the ceiling. Tuck your tailbone to not put pressure into your lower back. You are doing fab. We're going to place that foot down. We're going to change sides, press even through both arms, relax your head. One side might feel a little easier than the other, right? That is totally true for most people. So think about sending the hips up to the ceiling, particularly the one of the legs in the air. Slide the shoulder down, place that foot down. You can have a breather here. That can be nice for the back, so just massage and ripple back down and ripple back up. And as you're rippling up, tuck the tailbone, press the mid back into the floor, press the upper back into the floor as you lift up. So definitely mobilising through the whole back as you do this. This is really useful. Tuck that tailbone. We're going to go up to the top. We'll do that one more time. Push it even through those feet. Slide those shoulders down. Pressing through one leg and then sending the other leg up to the ceiling. Push the hip up and away. Try and keep those hips as level as you can. Notice if you're shifting one hip in any way, shape or form, in any way different position. Just notice that, try and rectify it. Draw the core in, lift the heel first. I find that helps me a little bit. I feel very wobbly on this one, particularly different on one side to the other. You're doing fab. Send that toe up to the ceiling, place the feet back down first, and then ripple down through your back. Well done, guys. Really good. Now, the next exercise we're going to do, we do this quite a lot in our warm-ups, so you may be familiar with this if you've done warm-ups with me before. I'm going to pull those knees into chest, pop your hands behind your legs. I have some easier options if need be, so listen up if this is not good. Feel any pain, not good pain, then obviously take the easier options or don't do it. Push into your hands, so push your legs into the hands, see if you can pop yourself up. Your toes can be down on the floor. We're looking for sliding the shoulders down and tucking the tailbones underneath. So we're not arching and flaring the ribs, but neither are we hunching. So shoulders down, tiptoes are, draw the core muscles in. We're going to do a little bow. So you know you've got those options of knees bent, right? Or you can have your legs straight. A lot harder. Just because I've shown you, it does not mean it's the right one to do. Whichever exercise you are doing, it's the right one for your body and you are doing it. Take those arms off, that's a little bit harder, right? With knees bent, arms off, or full throttle, we can go legs straight and arms straight. What is important is that we don't compromise our shoulders and our core to do this. So we're floating, arms up, not touching your pole. Hands can come back underneath. We're going to keep breathing. We're definitely going to be feeling that in the core for sure. Just holding it is usually enough. You can come down and go up the level as you need. Squeeze those inner thighs together. You are doing fab. All right, so some of you may know this exercise from class. So this is a little bit of fun. I'm going to show you first. So we roll back, we roll through, and we try and come up to stand in, okay? So this is a little bit of fun, and it doesn't suit everybody. So if you find you can't come all the way to stand in, another exercise fun to do is to roll back and try and balance back up on that tailbone. Again, watch your back position. So you're going to tuck the tailbone so you're all safely on your back. And then to get into the standing position, you want to bring your weight all the way forwards, plant those feet down, push up through the hips. So this gets the warmth up into the body, and then come back down to sit in. As you roll back down, not rolling through the shoulders, rolling through the base of the spine. So think about that exercise we did on the floor, that first exercise of mobilising the spine, roll down through the lower back, lift up through the chest, right? This you will feel in your core, as you will if you add the squat onto the end of it, standing exercise. So I'm not setting how many of these you do, but they're really great fun to have a practice and go through. So hopefully if you did 3 or 4 of those, you're feeling nice and warm and activated through the core. That's your abs done. Fab. So the next exercise we're going to do 3 more exercises. That's for the back of our body, for our shoulders and for our triceps. So this is where we're going to need our band. So we're going to sit on our mats. We're going to take the band around the feet. So we're sitting tall with our legs out straight. Now there is an option alternative to this. If you've got anything like a pole or something similar, you can wrap the band around. That will do the trick too. Also means if you find it very hard to sit with the legs straight, you can take some other options for seats and maybe do that if that's more comfortable. But if you don't have a pole or anything to hand, whack it around the back of your feet. The other benefit here is it will give you a hamstring stretch, right? But if it feels really uncomfortable, like I said, wrap it around a pole. Or alternative, you can sit up on a block or a cushion. You sit your hips up. If you're a bit tight with the hamstrings, that still gives you a stretch, but it's a little less intense, right? So that could be a good idea to do. So we're going to sit tall. We're going to try and bring the shoulder blades back and down. And we're going to be drawing the band into our ribs. So you can buy stronger, like harder bands, bigger resistance. For this one, this is a big muscle. You may want to have quite a strong resistance, and most of you guys, if you're doing pole and aerial currently, you will be very strong in this area. So we're going to start going with these exercises. We're looking to do about 12 to 15 of these, and I would ask you to do 2 sets. So we've gone ahead and started, so this may be about 5 or 6. You want to be slowly lowering back towards the feet, and you want to be drawing your wrists and your fingers into your ribs. What sometimes can happen unintentionally is that we start to lean back into this one and try and keep your shoulders up above your hips. Notice if you're doing that and you're thinking about squeezing your shoulder blades together, so that muscle in between the shoulder blades. We're not sticking the ribs out, but we're certainly thinking of pulling the elbows all the way back and in. And it feels like, I used to just think, it feels like I was squeezing a pencil in between my shoulder blades. So maybe if that helps you, hopefully it does. Try to keep the shoulders down. I've totally lost count, as I always do. So I think we're nearly done now. One more. Squeeze those shoulder blades in, like I said, go for 12 to 15, so you feel that kind of gentle warm the shoulders. We're going to stay in the same position for the next exercise. This one's a little harder. We're going to be coming out to the side, so shoulders down and elbows are wide on this one. So we're coming wider. Now if you find this one a little tricky, I certainly do, you can keep with the same band, but you can just hold a little further towards the end of the band rather than a little closer in. Be wary of keeping your neck muscles, getting your neck muscles to kick in here. So we just want to be working those shoulders around the back of the shoulders. So to help me do that, I try to avoid bringing my arms up too high and keep them still level with my ribs. And I'm thinking of drawing the elbows back together and sending the chest forwards. Again, we're doing 12 to 15 of these, so I'm hoping it's 15 so far, but I think we're more like on 5 or 6. This one's definitely a harder one to do. I can feel that warmth coming in, so breathing out as you're squeezing those elbows together. You might find this one easier than the other one, and certainly you might find one shoulder easier than the other. Be really aware if you are pulling a little bit more of one shoulder than the other. Good. I think we're on 2 more now to go. So last 2, amazing. And then 1 more. Squeeze, 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 and release. Amazing. Good stuff. Okay, 1 more exercise. I'm going to change my bands for the next exercise because those are quite big muscles we're working. And now I'm going to go for a smaller muscle. So I'm going to go for a lighter band. If you don't have one, it doesn't matter. You can always do less repetitions. Okay, so we're going to be working our triceps, back of the arms, really important muscles for aerial and pole. I'm going to show you from the back so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing. You're going to secure the band down by your hip, and then you're going to send the elbow up, and I'm holding onto that band, so it's coming out behind me. Elbow up, keeping the shoulders level, careful not to lift up through that side of the waist. And all you're doing is you're keeping the elbow still, and you're going to drive the hand up to the ceiling. So you're going to start to feel a warmth in the back of this elbow here, from your elbow to the shoulders, back of that arm. So that's 3, slowly back down. 4, good. Gives you a little stretch as well as it comes down. 5, so we're lengthening. Again, about 15 of these. 6, slowly on the way down. Because you've already worked your triceps in the other exercises, you're probably going to feel these a little bit more. 7, 8, and I'm starting with my dog side. 9, shoulders down, you're doing grand. 10, head keeping count. This is good. 11, nice and slow, you guys are going good, doing good. 12, keep that shoulder down, nice easy breaths. And 13, might be starting to kick in now a little bit, it is certainly for me. 14, extend all the way to the top, slowly down. And last one, 15, good. Now you've got 2 arms, obviously the other exercises you're working both arms at the same time, this one is individual. So go over to the other side. I start with my dork side. I always usually do that when I'm doing conditioning exercises, so it's a good practice because then I can just use exactly the same band and the same amount of reps on my stronger side, because as aerialists, as you'll know, we tend to have one stronger side, one more dominant side, and with my conditioning what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bridge that gap a little bit. I mean, we're always going to have a more dominant side, but I'm trying to make it less, the gap less, so not such a big difference between one and the other. So whatever my dork side can cope with, whatever sort of intensity or sets and reps that one can do, can feel like it's working, I will do the same on my other side. So even though it doesn't feel like I am improving, should I say, on my stronger side, what I'm trying to improve is I'm trying to improve that gap. Okay, so I'm trying to make that less of a gap, so that's why. You can skip your dominant side altogether if you're regularly training. If you're struggling for time, you could just do your stability or strengthening on your dork side, particularly for ones where you've got one side and the other to do, if you wish. So in this little sequence of exercises, just this last one. Right, totally lost count. I'm going to go for 10 here because it's starting to kick in. It's usually what it does when I can feel it. 11 and 12. 3 more to go. 13 and 14. Last one, right to the top. Keep your shoulders down. 15. Amazing. Fabulous. So that's a great little condition video. Like I say, you can do this 2-3 times a week, once a week, whenever it fits in, whenever it suits you. It will strengthen your back muscles. It will really help you feel strong in your core as well, in your centre. I would suggest you go back to the video and you do it all again. So all through your mobility, your back, sending your legs in the air, doing your abdominals, and then back. So you do it as 2 sets, 2 circuits minimum. And if that feels good or you've got the time, then maybe go up to 3. No more than 3, that would be enough. You certainly have done enough if you just want to switch us off and you've got other stuff to do. Don't worry, you have done fabulous. But certainly if you've got the time, another kind of 5 minutes, whiz through those again. Excellent. Well done, guys. Amazing. And I hope you notice the difference and the benefits. Bye.